Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your boy, Ja, coming to you from the beautiful island of Jamaica. So, on today's video, it's going to be a comparison video, guys. It is going to be a neck-and-neck battle between the House of Lattafa and guys. Lattafa has been dropping some crazy dupes lately. So, I'm going to be comparing this, which is Oud for Glory, versus the famous Initio Parfums, Oud for Greatness. So if you're interested in a content like that, guys, keep on watching. So to jumpstart this fragrance battle, or should I say comparison video, I will be touching on the famous Initio Parfums Oud for Greatness first. Then I will be comparing it against the Lattafa fragrance. So before I jumpstart the comparison of the fragrances, let's take a look at the presentation. So Initio Parfums, the front of it displays Initio Oud for Greatness, the concentration and also the size. The icon that you're seeing at the top, I do believe this is the Eye of Horus. I hope I pronounce it correctly, which is a Egyptian symbol for protection or health. Some persons associate this symbol with Illuminati. I'm not sure how it is linked to the company. However, I must say the fragrance is all I care about. This is a sleeve you are looking at. So when you remove the sleeve, there is another nice looking box which displays a geometric design. I'm not even sure what the hell this is, but I must say the fragrance sits or stands within the bedding of the box. At the back of it, you get a leaflet as well describing the house and also other fragrances as well from the house. Now, let's take a look at the Oud for Glory. Oud for Glory comes in a clear front display coffin-like box. You can clearly see the fragrance within the bedding of the box. At the top of it, you see Oud for Glory from Lattafa. At the bottom of it, you see Bad Al Oud. I hope I pronounced that correctly as well. Forgive me if I didn't. But it opens up like this and the fragrance is exposed afterwards. Now let's take a look at the bottle designs on both of these fragrances. Oud for Greatness, black and gold. Oud for Glory, the same black and gold. Around the cap, there is a nice little color placed on the Oud for Greatness. However, there is none on the Oud for Glory. The design filters around to the side with like a moon. I'm not even sure what these geometrical designs represent, but you can clearly see that these two were very thoughtful and a lot of work went into the designing of the bottles. Very similar in terms of concept, but not similar in terms of design. The Oud for Greatness is placed at the bottom of the bottle. Also, Oud for Glory at the bottom of the bottle, or should I say the tail end. The difference is that in the middle of the Oud for Glory, you're seeing Bad Al Oud Lattafa. However, on the Oud for Greatness, you are seeing the Eye of Horus. Both sides shows the same design. And the same thing for the Lattafa as well. The cap, on the other hand, shows Initio Parfums Privé. The cap on the other one shows Lattafa with their logo as well. At the back of the bottle, Initio Parfums is blank. However, the Lattafa has Lattafa engraved at the back. The back. The bottom of the bottle here, you can see that it's like a matte finish. Is just a sticker with the brand info, such as the name of the company, the fragrance, the batch number or the serial number, I should say, concentration, and also made in France detail. On the Lattafa, it is a gold plaque, which I must say is a nice little touch with all the details. Made in the UAE, other parfum concentration, Lattafa, Badal Oud. So enough with the presentation, let's get straight into the fragrance comparison. Oud for Greatness was released in 2018, and since then it has been the talk of the town. This is one of my favorite fragrances from the house, favorite fragrance of all time as well. I got to smell this fragrance secondhand, and I must tell you, it is a masterpiece. So enough with the presentation. Let's take a look at both of these note breakdown. The Oud for Greatness, which was released in 2018, the top note consists of saffron, nutmeg, and lavender. The middle note is agar oud, and the base note represents patchouli and musk. Take a look at Lattafa Oud for Glory. This was released in 2020. The top shows notes of saffron, nutmeg, and lavender, similar to Oud for Greatness. The middle note shows notes of patchouli and agarwood. The base note shows notes of agarwood, patchouli, and musk. So there's a lot of patchouli in this one, while patchouli is only represented in the base note in Oud for Greatness. Now, Oud for Greatness. This has been compared to Maison Francis Coeur de Jean Baccarat Rouge 540 with the added note of oud and the patchouli and musk as well, which gives it this nice earthy tone, or should I say backbone. This fragrance is a beast mode. It opens up very musky smelling, earthy, which is like a similar dirty scent. Most persons may say the earthy scent come from the patchouli, in which I do agree. This one, it's very, very, very beastly. I wore this fragrance back in 2019 when I got this bottle. In fact, I smelled this on my friend Kevin, and I gave this a 10 out of 10 based on what I smelled. It was at that moment I decided I needed a bottle of it, and I got it, and I wore it in 2019 to award function. And guys, this is within my top 10 mostly complimented fragrance of all time. The scent is probably not for everyone. If you are not into oudy, musky, earthy tone scents, not to mention slightly spicy, which is basically from the combination of the nutmeg and the saffron, then this is not for you. Performance on this one, I give this one solid 10 out of 10. The composition, solid 10 out of 10 as well. Everything about this fragrance is a 10 out of 10 for me personally. Projection, longevity. The projection, this is over 20 feet. When you're wearing this fragrance, you definitely will be smelling it even when you exit and re-enters a building or anywhere you were stationed before. In your clothing, the scent will last up to a year. I'm speaking from experience because the dashiki I wore this scent in 2019, I wore it for about 2 or 3 hours. It was placed inside the closet. 1 year later, the scent was still in the fabric. I kid you not. So it is a solid 10 out of 10 fragrance for me. Now let's compare the Lattafa. The Lattafa, the difference with the Lattafa to me is that the opening is very harsh. There is no smoothness to the opening. However, the dry down is where this one shines. The opening and the mid, it tends to get a little bit closer to the Oud for Greatness, but in the dry down is where it actually shows its dominance in that area. The performance on this one is going to lose marks from me. I will give this one an 8 out of 10. Reason being, it's not as beastly as Oud for Greatness, but it does perform nonetheless. Compliment factor on this one, I only got about 1 or 2 compliments wearing this one. So I will score this one a 7 out of 10. It has the potential because I've smelled it on other persons. However, it did not work for me the way I was expecting it to. The projection, a nice, pretty decent projection, probably around 10 feet. In terms of sillage, I did definitely exit and re-enter and was still getting the scent. So it's a solid 10 out of 10. Another factor to consider is going to be now the longevity of this fragrance. On my skin, it is not as beastly as Oud for Greatness. I'm not sure about other persons, but for me, it does not give me the same impact Oud for Greatness did. The longevity, I would score this one a 7 out of 10 as well, because the longevity I got was between 7 and 8 hours, where I could still get whiffs of the scent on my skin. Oud for Greatness, I smelled this one up to 12 hours, 12 to 15 hours later. Even while I'm taking a shower, I could still smell this one. This, on the other hand, I stopped smelling after around 6 to 7 hours, I should say. In terms of lasting power in the fabric, after about a day or two, I no longer smell this scent in the fabric. So it loses mark in that regards as well. All in all, though, guys, it is a pretty decent representation of Oud for Greatness, especially for the price point. This is retail at $350. You can find this anywhere between $40 to about $60 online. So if I should tell you guys, get Oud for Greatness, get Oud for Glory, which one I would choose? If you can spend the money, get Oud for Greatness. If you are on a budget, get Oud for Glory. You will get the feel of Oud for Greatness. Trust me. So there you have it, my comparison between these two fragrances. I hope you enjoy this review and take something of value from this. As always, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of these two fragrances. And subscribe, like, and share the video as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your boy Ja. Peace, I am out.